What's up, guys? It's Chase here, and we are back with the Corner Store after a 2-week break. If you guys are new here, the Corner Store is a weekly series that I do with my good friend Negus, where we just talk about random Splatoon-related topics suggested by you guys. With the recent Direct, we're gonna have a ton of episodes coming your guys' way. If you have any topics that you'd like us to discuss, feel free to comment it down below. Also, guys, really quickly, I just wanted to thank everyone for the support recently. We're currently trying to push for 7,000 subscribers, and we're almost there. If you want to see more Splatoon-related content like this, please don't hesitate to subscribe. Alright, now let's chat about the new specials in Splatoon 3. Alright, Negus, so new specials in Splatoon 3. We got 3 brand new ones, which are those like the big boys. We're going to hit on those pretty heavily. And we also got the return of some Splatoon 2 specials, which, you know, we might have some varying opinions on those from like the general audience. I don't know. We'll see. And then also we're going to hit on the fact that certain specials are not returning in this game that might be like a deal breaker. Might change up the game a decent amount. So we're going to hit on all these, all right? But first, we're going to start off with a new special. So first off, they revealed Tacticooler, which is, you know, kind of like the new supportive special. This might be the replacement, or at least their attempt at a replacement for Ink Armor. It's kind of like the new supportive special that, like, you know, the NZAPs and the juniors use. Okay, well, the vanilla junior doesn't have it, but, you know, the other kids might. But it's just a new big supportive special. Alright, so this special, you deploy it, there's 4 cans on it, each of your teammates can grab one, you can grab one as well, and just as of this morning, we now know pretty much every buff this thing gives. So as I said in the Direct, you know, it gives speed buffs. We don't know like how much speed, but it's some swim speed, some run speed. It gives some intensify action as well, so it makes your squid rolls and squid surges more powerful, I guess you could say. But yeah, on Twitter this morning, they also said that it gives off some quick respawn. Now, there was some confusion about this because on the Japanese Twitter, it says in the translation that you respawn instantly. But then the Splatoon NA account, the official Splatoon NA account, came out and said that you'll respawn faster. So I gotta ask you, which one of these do you believe?
Probably the Splatoon JP, to be honest. Like, Splatoon NA, and I think Dude actually put out a tweet about it, the fact that they've made like multiple mistakes. And it might just be like translation maybe, but like it's I would probably go with the JP account. I don't know, like I'll be honest with you, I'll say I don't care, but like I kind of just want to see when the game comes.
Yeah, like it is very complicated to just think and predict about all this.
It's way too complicated. Like a lot of these things are like, and plus it's Nintendo, so you know they're not explaining it right. So probably when we get the game, it's probably gonna be like, but that would be crazy if you did respawn like at the Tacticooler though. That would be cool.
Oh god, no.
It'd be broken, but it'd be cool.
You just respawn like a beacon there.
Like,
But like in terms of a balancing perspective though, like what do you think of that? Like if you just instantly respawn if you die, like do you think that's actually gonna be a thing?
I don't know. I mean, it's not something far-fetched in my opinion, because it's not like Splatoon hasn't played with like time variability like in a match before. Like Splatoon 1, quick respawn was like stupid, like legitimately stupid. So I can't, like, with them removing armor, maybe they're like, oh, like there's more of a reason to like add more respawn in the game or a higher respawn rate. So who knows? Maybe that's why.
It is cool that they brought back Splatoon 1 quick respawn, like in a way. Like, yeah, it's not really back, but like it is back in the form of another special. I think that is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
No, yeah, I think it is. I would love to see the implementation a little bit more, because like, as I said, it's like everywhere right now. Like, does it do this? Does it do that? So I would love to see a little bit more about the implementation and how it works and like how exactly it works. Obviously, well, we're going to see that August 27th, right?
Yep. We hopefully they'll let us try tactical. They said there's going to be 26 weapons or something. So I imagine you can.
Yeah. So I think it's going to, we'll get a chance to actually like test that out. And I think that will answer a lot of questions. So.
And one more buff or not, or yeah, I guess it's not really a buff. It's just a trait of the Tacticooler. It does act as a shield, so it's kind of like a bigger splash wall, I guess. And I assume it takes a little more damage than a splash wall. So like, what do you think about that? Because personally, I think that's cool because that adds more strategy to where you place it. Because yeah, you could decide if you want to just put it to the side out of battle, let your teammates get the cans, then you go in, or you could just throw it right in the battle and like have everyone hide behind it, and then you go in from there. Like there's tons of different things you could do. So I like that personally.
So my question is like, is there a way to like stop people from using it? Like if you see it come out, can you like shoot it down?
So are you asking like, if it has damage and like if you shoot enough, then it breaks?
Yeah.
They didn't specify that. I imagine it does. Or do you think it's maybe a thing where like, if all 4 cans are collected, then it goes away?
Possibly. That might actually be
that might be it. I feel like it should have damage. So if it should be a risk reward thing. Like yeah, you could throw it in the middle of the map in battle, but the enemy team could shoot at it. And if they shoot at it enough, and your whole team doesn't get all the cans, then too bad. Like it's gone. I feel like that should be a good trade-off there.
Yeah, but, I think that would actually be kind of cool.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't know. We'll see. I do think there will be some damage though. I feel like there kind of has to be. But one thing that they didn't confirm that we're still wondering about, and you've heard me say this before. I've said this in multiple of my videos, but like, what if one person could get like multiple cans and like the effects could stack? Do you think that would be cool?
It would be a very Splatoon thing to do, but I hope they don't do that.
Is it just like too complicated? Do you think for this type of game?
Yeah, I think it gets like really complicated. I'm hoping that it's just like each individual player gets one, like, and you can't just like go back to it and pick up another one. I feel like that'd be kind of weird.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It does seem like too complicated for how fast-paced this game is. But at the same time, I would like it because I'm all for like more strategy and complex thinking and stuff. But yeah, it is quite complex. So I don't think they'll do it, but it is fun to think about. But yeah, so that's it for Tacticooler. Overall, I think before we found out the information today, I didn't think this thing would be that good. But now that it has like quick respawn, and it seems like it has a lot of quick respawn, it has intensify action, and acts as a splash wall or just a shield, not necessarily a splash wall, but just a shield. I do have better hopes for this thing. I think support players are going to be having a lot of fun in Splatoon 3.
Oh, definitely. It's going to be a lot better than Splatoon 2.
Yeah,
so
not just ink armor spam. Yeah.
Yeah, for support. So yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, so Tacticooler, thumbs up from me. Now the next one we got was a Wavebreaker. So here, I'll give my thoughts first on the Wavebreaker. So I think the Wavebreaker, I think this is something where it's going to really depend on what weapon has it.
Right.
Like they showed E-Liter have it. I think it might be good on
E-Liter. I know.
It might be good on E-Liter.
I know.
What do you mean,
Let me just say this, that I loved Echo in Splatoon 1. Now, depending on if they give E-Liter another decent, like, special, I might be an E-Liter main again. Now, on top of that, the only thing I was a little disappointed about is the fact that like you actually have to be close to put this down, and I'm wondering if it's something that like how far the radius is, like stuff like that. Because one of the bigger things is like as an E-Liter, do you really want to be that close and like throw it down? How long does it last? How much damage does it do? I know people are speculating already with how many like times they've seen it, but like I really like the aspect that you have to jump over it. Like, so it adds a lot. Like you're just gonna have to do a lot of things and manage how you do something against it. So I thought it was really cool personally. This is my favorite one.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
no, this is my favorite one.
I do definitely like the concept of this one. I've seen some people saying like, I don't know if it's gonna be good, but we'll just see how it plays out.
It's one of those things that like I feel, especially for snipers, right? Like I feel like it's one of those things that it's always great to have more information, and it's not like a point sensor where like you have to just like keep spamming out a sub. So like at the end of the day, like you can still have a bomb with this possibly. Like it's Nintendo, so they could always make something up. Like they might give like beacons or whatever with it, or a sprinkler.
Burst
but
bomb.
Like hey man, I take it with E-Liter, it's something to defend yourself.
Yeah.
But Like, to be honest with you, like anything that's with information, I feel like is a great way of doing it. It's not as broken as like echolocator, where like, you just press a button, where everybody is on the map.
Yeah, it takes a bit more thought put into it in order to
Yeah.
really benefit. But no, what you were saying about not being able to throw it far, yeah, that's the main concern, especially on E-Leader, because you're gonna have to get out of your long range position, go throw it, then get back. So just kind of
Yeah,
you know,
seems
maybe
like it's better.
maybe a
Like if
beacon's
there
will
was a
with that.
custom, no, truthfully, yeah, because then you could just jump back. But
Yeah.
one of the things would be cool, like, is like other support weapons could run it, and then like it would be great for like possibly your long range, like shooter or whatever it is. But yeah, information it's always great.
Yeah, but this thing is just gonna be great for like stopping enemy pushes because they have to jump over it. I don't know if you know, but the little blasts, each one does at least 35 damage because it's a 3-hit
Yeah,
kill.
I saw that.
Yeah, so that's not bad. Now I don't know if you realize this, but this thing does kind of like screw dualies really hard, especially
Yes,
the
I heard you talking
dualies
about Tetris.
and the
Yep, I
glue
heard.
dualies. Yep.
But I mean, you have what's it called? You don't know how what's that thing called? Squid roll works. So
That's true.
it really might help you out in all honesty.
I hope so. But yeah, so Wavebreaker, looking good so far. But again, as I said earlier, I think it's gonna be a thing where it really depends on the weapon that's using it. I think it will only be good on certain weapons. Like I know dually squelchers have it, and I don't know how good that's gonna be. Could be decent,
Right.
could not be. We'll just have to wait and see.
Yep.
All right, so the final new special that we got, and the one that, this is probably the one I'm gonna be having the most experience with because my main weapon has it, is Reef Slider. So this is the thing where you pop it, you suddenly ride an inflatable shark, and it only lasts like 3 seconds. This is like the quickest special. It literally is just new splashdown. But yeah, you just ride, you target people, you go in a straight line, and it detonates. And it does paint quite a bit too after it detonates. But you see, my only worry with this one is that, you're exposed on that shark. Like, even though it does move fast, I do worry, dude, this might just be splashdown too. Like, what, you can just get a Reef Slider canceled. But what do you think of the Reef Slider?
Can I be honest, man? I think this is like another one I was just like, oh, okay, cool. It's like, your baller, like maybe like, Kraken special, but like it's one of those ones I think I have to get my hands on more to like get maybe a better opinion about it. And I know that sounds like a cheap cop out, but I'll be honest with you. I think I was more impressed with like the Splatana than like these specials.
That's totally fair. Yeah, these weren't exactly like groundbreaking specials. I do think they're cool, but yeah, they're not like cool. They're not game changing like the Splatana. Which, by the way, we just talked about in your video. So mid video plug, guys, go check out Negas's video. Now, I'll plug you in the intro, which I already filmed by the time people are hearing this. But whatever. Yeah. But no. Reef Slider. This is the biggest question mark for me of the three. They're all question marks, of course, because we know so little. But I think this is the big one where we're really just gonna have to wait and see what happens with it. But I have high hopes. I think they learned with Splashdown. I don't think they're gonna make that mistake again. Hopefully this thing's like not too broken, because I'm worried that it's too not good enough. But like, what if it's too broken? Like you can't even shoot people on it.
I think you can. I think you can.
Yeah.
I think you can.
Yeah.
I think they've learned from their lessons. I think the biggest thing you have to worry about is getting shot down too soon. If it's like if you are able to shoot it down, so we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they've had 2 games of experience to to learn. So I think they would have learned by now. But yeah, so those are it for the 3 new specials. But now let's talk about the returning specials from Splatoon 2. So what do we have? So the first one I showed was missiles, which is, missiles.
So upset.
You're upset?
So upset, man. Like there are like a lot of options in this game. I have to admit, because as I saw a tweet of somebody bringing that up. I think it was Dura, and I actually do agree that there are a lot of options. I'm just not a fan of global specials in Splatoon, but that's just a personal thing. So like just how missiles work, the pop and go, but they did add a lot of options, like to be able to like, move around. There's a lot more movement in this game. There's a very big shield that you can use to protect yourself, especially for like, sniper players and backline players, so they won't get moved out of their spot. But yeah, I'm still like, why?
Yeah. I think the thing people were saying was like, when development started for Splatoon 3, they put Tenta missiles in, people were saying like they didn't think that it wasn't at the point in Splatoon 2 yet where missiles were like, broken and the best special. So it was a little too late for them to take it out. But the way I feel about missiles is like, I'm not happy about it either, but I do think they're gonna nerf them for sure. They're not gonna be as good. And then plus what you were saying, like there's way more options now, way more counterplay. So I don't think we need to worry as much as people are making it out to be. So next up we got Inkjet. Inkjet is back. See, Inkjet was the one.
I don't understand that one.
Yeah, no, yes, I'm the same. I mean, I'm not against it, but I do find it weird because, in Splatoon 1, there was Inkzuka, and then Inkjet was the replacement for Inkzuka, like it was a successor. But then in Splatoon 3, there's Trizuka, which is, just Inkzuka again. But then also there's Inkjet again, so it's like there's both of them now. So that's just where I'm a little confused. But again, I'm not against it. I'm down for more options, but I just find it surprising.
Right. No, I was wondering actually, do you think that, and I know it's a little bit off topic with it, but like, are there going to be like specific modes?
Specific? You mean like you can only use certain specials in certain modes?
In tower control, you can only use certain specials in like Rainmaker. Ooh. Like, do you think that's going to be a thing?
That's an interesting one. I don't think that's gonna be a thing. I just don't really see them doing that. I don't think there's enough specials for them to do that. Because you know why? Because even though there are like 15 specials, I think that would make each mode like get more stale more easily. Because
more easily,
you're gonna have less specials to use.
I'm kind of at the point where like I'm just trying to understand why we have Inkjet and Inkzuka or whatever, Trizuka or whatever. I'm a little confused on like why that's a thing. Mm-hmm. Everything else cool, like Rain. I'm actually kind of cool with Rain being back.
Yeah, Inkstorm.
I actually like that.
Inkstorm is a good special. Yeah,
I think that's great. What's the other one?
Ultra Stamp.
Ultra Stamp. Yes, I think Ultra Stamp deserved a little bit longer of a run and to be put on more kits. It's not that great of a special outside of the user. The user is the person that makes it like a good. Special.
If you're good, if you're mechanically good and like you're good at predicting people's movement, you can be very destructive with that thing. But it is hard to use. I'm not good with Stamp. I've tried it.
It's not easy.
It's not the thing. It's not like Kraken. It's not as easy as Kraken.
No, not at all.
I mean, Ultra Stamp is a successor to Kraken in my opinion. It literally makes the same sound effect when you open it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
Yeah. And then lastly, but not least, Booyah Bomb, which is another one, just like Ultra Stamp, this thing, it's only on a couple weapons in Splatoon 2, so I do think it was definitely appropriate to bring this back.
Yeah, I think so also.
I'm not the biggest fan of Booyah Bomb, just in general. I think it's a fine special, but just personally, I don't like it, because I'm not a fan of the thing where, like, it's overtime and tower control or something, you just chuck it at the tower and, you auto-win. That's why I don't like it.
Well, that's always been a thing. Like, that's not new.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying that it doesn't need to be a thing anymore, though.
Because Killer Whale, that's the whole thing. Because Killer Whale in Splatoon 1 was a similar thing for tower control.
That's true.
So like it's been a part of like that aspect. Yeah, and that's what makes like Splatoon a little bit frustrating. I agree with you. I just find it weird that like you have this special in the game when you brought like back like try Ink Strike or whatever it is. Like like why did you bring this one back specifically? Like, I feel like it's like a lot of this. I hate saying that because I know the Nintendoomers are looking around like they're like, wait, are you saying that it's the same? But it's like two specials that are kind of similar.
Yeah, no, I get it. I think they might just be trying to go for variety. That might be what it is.
That's cool. Yeah, I'm all for it. If that's like really the excuse, then like cool. Yeah, by all means.
That's where I am too. But yeah, all right, man. So those are all the specials that we got in the Direct. However, there is one more thing I wanted to touch on with you, and that is the fact that certain specials and not just certain specials, but certain types of specials they neglected to bring back, and I wanted to get your thoughts on this. So things like ink armor, big bubbler. I don't know what the exact term for it is, but I guess like protective specials, like things that are attached to your character that you can walk around with and it shields you. That is not present in this game. Yes, I know people are gonna bring it up. There's big bubbler, but that's stationary. You deploy it and then it's in that spot and you have to stay inside the bubble. So I think that's a lot better. But there's no bubbler anymore where you can walk around with it, and of course ink armor is not here either. So do you think this is a good change?
I don't know yet. Like, it's kind of one of those things that it was necessary. I know people get mad at armor, and like people used to get mad at bubbler, I think it's one of those things that was necessary for the game to like get back in. Like it was like your like get out of jail card to like if a team was like absolutely stomping you, it was like one of the easy ways to get back into a match. Like you had armor, you had like ways to like counterplay like against like snipers, little things like that. And now that's completely gone from the game. Like there's little aspects of it, like from what's it called? Like, squid roll, squid surge, from the beginning of the spawns and stuff like that. But it's absolutely gone. It's going to be a little bit weird where you just don't have this pop special. And now I don't take damage for a certain amount of time.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I didn't think about the whole like getting back in thing. But again, I know we said it like 3 times already, but this game has so much variety. I'm sure there's going to be something that lets you get back in. Like there has to be something.
Yeah, hopefully.
But if there's not, I don't know. Might not be the worst thing in the world. We'll just have to wait and see.
We'll have to see. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I'm kind of in the same boat. I'm just glad that ink armor is gone because oh my god, I hated that so much. Especially for the weapons I use, so I'm more biased.
See, you say you hate it. Like I have to realize, say this to you because I know that you hate it for the weapons that you play. Mm-hmm. But like, say for instance, as like a dually player, like you get more of a benefit as a front line for it, like against another team.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, like if my team uses it, yeah, it definitely does help me. But like, I guess the way I'm putting it is like, if it not existing means that I'm at more of a disadvantage, I'm okay with that. I guess is the best way I can put it. Like because I don't have it, but at the same time the other team doesn't have it, so I think it just kind of balances out in that way. But no, you make a good point though. Like ink armor does definitely help dualies on my team, but yeah, that's where I'm at right now. But yeah, I think that's about it, man. Is there anything else you wanted to add about specials in the direct or anything? Or any hopes?
Not really. I think that like they've done a great job. I can't wait to see like if they add anything else. I think a lot of the specials that they've added are still creative. I just kind of like want to know how they work a little bit more. I don't think that any of them are like truthfully like really like bad, but I just think like, oh wow, it's like a cool addition to the game in my opinion. Yeah, so that's it.
Well, all right, guys. That's going to be it for this episode of The Corner Store. Once again, go check out Negus' channel. He just posted his part where we talked about the Splatana and how it's better than the Stringers. So go check that out. And yeah, check out Negus' channel as well. It's just in general, go subscribe to him. He makes awesome stuff. And yeah, that's going to be it, guys. Take care.